You want to die tonight?
Welcome to the season finale of Home of Halloween's podcast.
I saw the boogeyman.
This week, my review will tackle the 1978 Halloween.
The blackest days, the devil's eyes.
Later in the show, I'm going to be joined by Marc from MW Horror Reviews
Kill you if this is a joke.
as we look at the entire Halloween franchise, the good, the bad, and the goddamn awful. We're going to cover it all.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
We're also going to discuss what we think comes next in the franchise, and will Halloween Ends actually be the end?
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
This is the You Run podcast.
See anything you like?
This is the finale.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Here we go. Welcome to the finale of season 2 of the You Run podcast. How the fuck have I got this far? How have I managed to get so many people to listen to me week in, week out? I spend half an hour or sometimes an hour of your time talking shit on horror movies, and I can't believe the amount of you that have reached out to me and said you enjoy the show, and all of you who get involved in the 3-word review each and every week. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Without you, this show would not have become the success it has. And I'm genuinely overwhelmed. This season, I have had the privilege to interview some incredible guests who've given us a lot of laughs, a lot of insights. And I've also been able to review some incredible movies this season. Some of your picks this season have been impeccable. There hasn't been a real duff one this season. I am thrilled to be going into season 3. And I've put something together for you as a bit of a recap from this season. This is the You Run podcast. This is your highlights from the season 1 finale right through to episode 9 of season 2. Enjoy. Yay! We've got Scream.
Bad bitch down. What's right with the chicken?
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
And that was Wesley Snipes telling you exactly what you're going to get for the rest of this podcast. Let's have our first guest of season 2, Movie Man Jason. 6'3" and built like a tank.
Yeah, slightly big, yeah.
And stockings and suspenders.
Yeah, I got good legs though.
And a full beard. Systematic annihilation of The Conjuring 2. It's just cheap and nasty. Mr. Bruce Martin!
Tomorrow, you son of a bitch. I'm telling you, when that head popped out, I thought my wife yelled, but actually she told me it was me.
You're gonna need a bigger potion.
The Illusion Girls, wrapped in sleeping bags and beaten together.
We love premarital sex.
Creator of Zombie with a Shotgun, Hilton Ariel Ruiz.
That's horror.
It is a horror. What movie is that from?
That's Zombie with a Shotgun.
Wednesday Wine and Horror!
Don't get me started on the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Please don't put Corey fucking Feldman in any more of your films.
It's Sequel City week. Oh, fuck, man. What do I say about this film?
play again? Are we having fun now?
As I said in the opener of this show, this season has been incredible. I have loved every single second of this season. The hours and hours and hours that go into editing the show, the putting the polls together, the 3-word review, the all the interaction and communication across Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Every single part of that has been rewarded tenfold from what you have given me. Your input into this show is invaluable, and I love every single one of you for what you've given me. You have allowed me to have a podcast that is not solely mine. It's our podcast. This is the You Run podcast because you run this show with me. And I want to thank each and every one of you for giving me that. Thank you so, so much. On this season, I've been blessed with some cracking guests. We've had Movie Man Jason. We've had Bruce Martin. We've had Hilton Ariel Ruiz. We've had Heather Silman from Wednesday Wine and Horror. And every single one of those guests has brought something unique to the show. Every single one has been so different from the next, and none of them are cut from a mould, that they all do their own thing, and what they've done for this show and what they brought to the table, it has been outstanding. And I want to thank each and every one of those guests for coming on my show and sharing their thoughts and talking crap about horror movies with me. Thank you very much to each and every one of them. They are all fantastic. All that being said, unfortunately, this season is now the past. It's done. It's finished. We are at the finale, which means we must stop looking to the past now, and we need to focus on the present. And the present is, today, I'm going to be tackling John Carpenter's Halloween. I have ducked and dived and avoided this movie for longer than I would be willing to admit on this show. I have never put Halloween in a poll. I have never given anyone the chance to say, we want you to review Halloween. I keep any Halloween posts are at a minimum on all of my social medias. And the reason for that is I'm scared of this movie. This movie has probably got the biggest cult following of any horror franchise ever. And Halloween fans, as much as I love you, you're all a little bit crazy and you scare me a little bit. And that's wonderful, and I don't mind. I mean, you've all got such strong views that you believe, and you're so intent on that is what it is, that I've been scared to say anything different to that. But today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on Halloween. Then later in the show, I'm going to be joined by Marc from MW Horror Reviews as he gives his thoughts on Halloween. We're then going to discuss the whole franchise and kills and ends and what we think may come after ends. So this show, we're going to not just cover Halloween, we're going to cover the whole fucking lot. And I'm going to kick it off now with the trailer, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of John Carpenter's Halloween.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
Michael?
Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
And totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure.
The only reason she babysits is to have
Okay, Linda.
Come on out.
Halloween, the night he came home.
I'm not going to lie to you, the Halloween trailer in audio only is not that great. I toyed for a long time about pulling the trailer from the episode because there's only about 3 lines of dialogue in it and it's 2 and a bit minutes long, so it's just a lot of music basically. The reason I left it in is because it's a lot of music really. One of the greatest things that John Carpenter created is the musical score for Halloween. That musical score is arguably the best musical score of any horror movie, possibly only rivaled by Jaws, and also arguably one of the greatest movie scores of all time. It is instantly recognisable. Everybody knows what it is. And as soon as you hear 3 or 4 notes of that, you go, that's Halloween. And to create something that is that memorable is commendable. It's so difficult to do. And there are world-renowned composers who cannot do what John Carpenter created with that score. And for that, it's so highly commended. That musical score, in context of the movie, is so strong at building tension and keeping tension that were you to remove it from certain scenes, I think those scenes would lose half of their impact, if not all of their impact, because it's that musical score accompanied by the fantastic acting that carries that movie. And take either one of those elements away and Halloween doesn't succeed. It's not the movie that we know it is. 4 scores on Halloween. This is going to be the last time I ever score a movie. And you'll find out more about that later when we go into season 3. But I'm never going to score a movie again. So this is going to be the last movie I score. And I'm going to score it how I see it. John Carpenter's Halloween 1978, for quality of the movie, is a 10 out of 10. It cannot be anything else. This is the mould that every slasher movie since, even to this day, follows to a T. Anything that's successful in the slasher genre follows this model. And for that, it can score nothing less than a 10. There's nothing less. I couldn't take a point away, because without this movie, we wouldn't have Freddy, Jason, we wouldn't have Chucky, we wouldn't have Scream. We'd have none of these movies would exist without this baseline for them to follow. For fear, on this movie, Halloween does not particularly scare me. However, it is still a scary movie. And it scores a 4 out of 5 for its fear level. And that's not necessarily because I find Michael scary, because I don't. He's a big guy in a white mask. He doesn't scare me. The way he is portrayed and the way he's brought across and the way the tension is built around Michael stalking and then killing people is outstanding. And that's where the fear element comes. It's that building the tension and then the delivery. And the delivery in this, the delivery of the kills are incredible. Now, the kills in this are not necessarily as inventive and as clever as they've been in sequels and other slashers, but they don't need to be. And that's what makes them so great. The kills in this are really basic, but they don't need to deliver anything more because everything around it is so well constructed. This movie is the perfect slasher. There is not a slasher that can stand toe to toe with this and still hold a candle. There's some that come close, but nothing that delivers like this. John Carpenter, in creating Michael Myers, be it that he didn't go out to create Michael Myers, there was never a set mould for his mask, there was never a set look for him, but what he created was a character that you could not relate to. A character that you didn't necessarily dislike, but you just couldn't link with him in any way because he's so emotionless. And if earlier in the movie you could have any link to him, they killed all of that when he kills a dog. And that is the cardinal sin for any killer, for any baddie in any movie. Kill a dog, and in the horror world, you're on the fucking shit list. And Michael Myers is on the shit list because he didn't just kill the dog by stabbing it or shooting it. He strangled it till it went limp. And for that, Michael Myers is got to be one of the most heartless, ruthless slashers ever created. This movie is outstanding in my eyes. It is the top of the tree across the board. That's what I think of it. I want to know what you think in this week's special extended version of the 3-word review. I asked you for them. You delivered them. This week's 3-word reviews. You may or may not have just had a sneak peek into some of the stuff I've got lined up for season 3. That may be our new intro music for the 3-word review, but that all hinges on what you say. So if you like that, tell me you like it. If you think it's shit, tell me you think it's shit and we will change it. Here is this week's 3-word reviews. Captain Cartoon 1983, top cult slasher. Frightmare Collective, Evil Never Dies. Bad Movie Cult, The Blackest Eyes. Dirty South Film Productions, The Best One. Where's the Horror Selection? Captain Kirk Attacks. And Insults Word Fighting, Gets Your Ghost. Let me tell you a little bit about all 6 of our 3-word reviewers this week. So Captain Cartoon 1983 is the current holder of the new Mr. Toad franchise. Frightmare Collective and Bad Movie Cult are both fellow podcasters doing very similar shows to this one. You've got Dirty South Film Production, is an award-winning independent filmmaker and screenwriter. You've got Where's the Horror Selection, is a hooty tooty disco cutie. They're a horror account and I took that from their bio because it made me smile. And then finally is Insults Word Fighting, is a Monkey Island post every day. One a day, every day. And those were this week's 3-word reviewers, and thank you very much for joining us for the finale. Thank you. Special discount available for all babysitters of Haddonfield. Head over to shockwheels.com, use checkout code HOHSALE to get £25 off your electric scooter. Now, when the boogeyman comes for you, you can get away. Facts for Halloween. I could go on for days and days and days rattling off facts. But I'm not going to. I'm going to stick to the ones that I think are the best. So let's talk about money, first of all. Budget of $325,000, grossed $47 million. That makes this, still to this day, one of the most successful independent movies ever made. And that is just outstanding. It was originally called The Babysitter Murders, and it was going to take place over a series of 4 or 5 days. Due to budget constraints, they changed the title and they cut it all back, so it all took place in one night. All the female leads in this were meant to be in high school, and only Jamie Lee Curtis was actually a teenager when this was filmed. The movie itself was shot out of sequence. John Carpenter had a fear meter, so Jamie Lee Curtis would know how scared to be at any given scene, which I think that is just testament to her acting ability, that she could turn up one day and be absolutely petrified, and then 2 hours later for another scene she could be really calm and relaxed. And her performance in this is great, and if all she'd done that from was a meter of saying you must be almost terrified to you're not that scared to you're really, really terrified, that's outstanding. The stabbing sound effects in this movie were made by a knife stabbing into a watermelon. What I want to talk about now is days. So days for this movie were very, very important. So the opening scene for this movie, the POV, or point of view scene that you see at the beginning of the movie, took an entire 2 days to film. Donald Pleasant was only on set for 5 days. John Carpenter composed the entire score in 4 days, and they wrapped the whole fucking thing up in 20 days. In 20 days, they created a blueprint for a horror movie that has never been replicated. That no one else has done what they've done, and they've done that in 20 days. That is absolutely outstanding, that anyone could create something this good in 20 days. My final fact for Halloween, it is possibly my favourite, and I feel sorry for a lot of production staff on movies. A lot of producers and runners and other things on movies get some really, really, really shit jobs. And this movie was no exception. So, although the movie is called Halloween and it is set on Halloween night, this was filmed in the spring. Now, getting hold of pumpkins was incredibly difficult. So, they had to go and source pumpkins from all over to try and get pumpkins onto the set. The other thing that you'll actually notice if you watch the movie is all of the leaves on the trees are green. Because it was filmed in spring, not in the fall or the autumn. So what they'd done is they bought, they didn't buy, they had leaves, brown leaves, that they would spray onto the set. Which, the dedication to make this movie look like Halloween, even though it was in the springtime, it is just needs to be commended. That they put that much effort into the details. And when you watch the movie back now, knowing what I've just told you, you'll notice that it's not autumn, it's not fall. But you will also then appreciate the work that went into it to convince the audience that it was that time of year. And those are the facts for Halloween. Fucking hell, how are we here already? Shit me. It's guest time. My guest today is going to bring something to this podcast that I've never ever brought to this podcast. He is going to bring professionalism, a proper critique of a movie, and a genuine insight into a film. And that's something I've never offered you. And I'm never going to offer you. If you want that, you need to listen to another podcast, because that's not what you get here. Here you get a bit of digging at a movie, a bit of a brief synopsis, and then I slag it off if it's shit. That's as highbrow as we get, and as highbrow as I intend on getting. My guest today, his reviews are outstanding. If you've not already followed him on Instagram, which I'm hoping most of you have by now, when he reviews a movie, he really reviews a movie. It's professional, and it's done how a review should be done. And that was one of the sole reasons for me bringing my guest onto the show. That and the fact he's a cracking guy. He's got incredibly strong opinions on Halloween. He's a Halloween fanatic. I tell you what, let's not fuck around anymore. My guest today is Marc from MW Horror Reviews.
I have no speeches prepared. I'm just sort of coming in with my information and verdict. Die-hard Michael Myers Halloween fan.
VI beers to the left of me, beers to the right of me. Let's do it.
Marc, welcome to the finale of the You Run podcast.
Thank you very much for having me, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, I'm thrilled to have you on, and I feel sorry for you because we organised you being on the show at the end of season 1, and you've had such a long way to actually get on the show.
I've had to listen to every other episode and every single horror, not horror, and I'm like, shit, pressure's really building on me now to do well. And not just that as well, we have picked one of the hardest films to talk about as well.
I'm genuinely nervous about this review, purely for the fact that Halloween fans have incredibly strong views and none of them agree.
No. And my own personal opinions on the franchise as a whole is completely on what mood I'm in that day.
And mine definitely is. I've got some really out there theories on Halloween, but let's start with getting your thoughts on the original. How I know you're a fan of the original, but how much of a fan are you? What do you think of the original Halloween?
Well, I mean, there's nothing else to say about that film other than the fact that it is just a pure masterpiece of cinema. I mean, what John Carpenter did in that film just literally set the ball rolling for slasher films to come for years. And still to this day now, I mean, he's created a formula. I know it was done previously in Black Christmas, and this was technically a sequel of sorts to that film. Not by John Carpenter himself, but by the director of Black Christmas. He actually originally had the idea for this film, which John Carpenter willingly stole off him, with his consent, of course. But
yeah,
he sort of set the path really for what slasher films sort of should be.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I said in my review earlier that Halloween is almost the blueprint that every slasher that came after follows.
Yes, 100%.
It's almost a step-by-step guide in how to make a successful slasher movie.
Yeah, I mean, everything about it is just so tight, well-paced, and as you're going through it, the whole progression of the story just feels like it is perfection as it goes along. It never misses a beat. There isn't a single step throughout the whole thing where you're like, oh, this is starting to drag a little bit now, or I could get a little bit more from this, or it continuously from start to finish.
The only bugbear I've got with Halloween, and it's a tiny bugbear, but I have got it, is who the fuck taught Michael Myers how to drive?
Now, this is a question that comes up a lot, and I've seen it gone over multiple YouTube videos, multiple podcasts I've heard it discussed, but is it a film of this standard? I mean, I know everybody idolizes this film, and it is a film, but at the end of the day, it's a slasher, and film's got a film, you know what I mean? It's like...
100%. As a horror fan, I can watch a Nightmare on Elm Street, and I can watch films that are so far removed, and there's so many plot holes that... and I just don't care. And with Halloween, I think everyone needs to take the no driving with a bit of a pinch of salt. It's
100%, yeah.
He can drive, just accept it.
Just accept it. A film's got a film. He's got to get from point A to point B, and how's he going to get there? It'd take him far too long to walk. If he had to walk, it wouldn't be on Halloween, so therefore he's got to drive. Let's just say he can drive.
I would love to know if that was a conversation that was had on set when they were making it. I'd love to know if they had a conversation of how do we get him from the sanitarium to Haddonfield
within 24 hours.
What I hope is, I just hope that John Carpenter turned around and said, well, he can drive, and no one questioned it. That's what I want.
If you're sat in a room full of people and John Carpenter's sat at the head of the table telling you what's going to happen, you're not questioning it.
No, if John Carpenter says he can drive, as part of the production crew, you're swallowing that, and as a fan, I'm going to swallow it too.
Yeah, I have for many years. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of pills I can't swallow with the sequels, but for this one, he can drive.
What I do want to get out of you is I want to get your score for the movie.
Yes.
I've got a feeling I know what it'll be, but how do you score Halloween?
10 out of 10 film. There's no other score to give it, really. I mean, everything about it, as I've said previously, is perfect. It's such an iconic film, and everything it represents for the slasher genre, for Halloween season in general. Perfect. It's filmed perfectly, it's scored perfectly, it's acted perfectly. It really is just an outstanding film. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Halloween fan who is blinded and thinks that this is a be all and end all of horror, because recently, and yeah, it's not perfect. But as a fan, there is other than a 10.
No, and when I've rewatched it a couple of times recently as well, and my thoughts are the same. So, as a blueprint for what it is and what it created, you cannot score it anything less than a 10.
No, and there would be so many films that didn't exist without this one coming along first. And for that, I think horror as a genre owes a lot to this film.
Definitely, and I think the acting in this is impeccable. This obviously gave us Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Donald Pleasance in this is fantastic. I love his character. I love Loomis. I think he's so well done, and he delivers him in such a dark way. I really like that.
Yeah, his performance is outstanding. I would have liked to have seen more of him in this film. I know we get a lot of him in the sequels. He becomes more of a central character as we go on throughout the franchise. He doesn't get as much screen time as I would have liked him to in this particular film. For what screen time he gets, he 100% steals the show. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, he does. I think Jamie Lee Curtis got paid the worst. I know it was renegotiated, but I think her initial payment was next to nothing.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what she earned on this, but I know Nick Castle only got 25, and I know that this was a short film, so I can't imagine he made much. I mean, obviously he's doing from shows and all the rest of it, but I can't imagine he came across too well either at the end of this one.
No. But again, when this was made, it was an independent movie.
Yeah,
independent movies never would ever dream to create and do what this film done. This film is an anomaly.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And yeah, I
mean, the closest thing you could probably compare it to by today's standards is something like Paranormal Activity achieved with its budget and its close knit sort of production, and what that went on to turn over. And the film is very similar to what we had with John Carpenter's Halloween originally back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Halloween tipped horror on its head, and from Halloween, everything else that come after was birthed because of what John Carpenter achieved. And there's nothing else that can be said about it. In my opinion, it is the perfect blueprint for a horror movie.
100%. 100%.
It's time. We've had a question in. So let's ask the guest. Right, so our Ask the Guest question this week has come in from a former guest on the show. So Bruce Martin has asked, what is your guilty pleasure horror movie?
Oh, my guilty pleasure. You know what? In any other context, what that would have been, I would have said Halloween 4. But with us doing a Halloween episode, I feel like it's only right that I pick something different. So now this is quite an unusual pick, and it's something that most people probably haven't heard of, but it's a film called Granny from 2001. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Right, it's fucking awful, mate. It's literally the worst film in my life. It's only 60 minutes long, but the reason why it's my guilty pleasure film and why I've probably watched it countless times torturously over the many years I've been watching horror, it all comes down to Blockbuster. When you go in and you're like, oh, I really want to watch a horror film, and you're begging your parents, please, please, please let me get this horror film. And this one film on the shelf called Granny, film about a guy in a mask going around killing kids, and the acting's awful in it, the cinematography is awful in it, writing's awful in it. There isn't actually any shining qualities about this film. I've seen it so many times. It is unbelievable. It is literally a nostalgia look. Probably will watch it again countless times in the future, but it's, trust me. In fact, anybody listening, do not find this film. It is shite. But I have seen it so many times.
The thing is, you've said that now, and I'm going to have to go and seek it out.
So save yourself as much money as you can. Type it in on YouTube and skip through majority of it. It's awful.
I think it's only fair because you've given yours, I should give mine. And mine's very similar reason to yours. So this was a horror that I watched when I was very young. And I'd stayed around a friend's house and we sat up late, I think we snuck downstairs to watch it. And my guilty pleasure movie is Critters.
From what I've seen of it, of the clips, it looks shite.
If you want to know what Critters is, I could boil it down really, really quick. Critters is Gremlins without the Gremlins in it till the last 10 minutes.
Right.
That's Critters. So the whole movie is diabolical. And then you get the critters at the end, which are so shit.
Yeah, the verses on from what I've seen.
That's it. Yeah, they're fairy tennis balls that are a little bit aggressive, and every now and then they'll say shit or fuck. That's about as good as Critters gets. But again, it's something that I'll keep going back to the well, and I'll watch it again and again because it's a nostalgic movie, and I just enjoy it.
And that's the same reason for me. It is purely based on nostalgia.
Funnily enough, I said to someone the other day, someone asked on, I think it was on Twitter, what your guilty pleasure movie is. And I put Critters, and I got absolutely annihilated for saying just a barrage of people are going, are you sure? And you've got a podcast. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it.
This is it, man. As long as you're enjoying it, does it?
Oh, exactly that. And I've got no issues. Anyone can love whatever film they love, and I've got no issues with that. The only time I get an issue is when someone goes, "This is such a good movie, you have to see it," and everyone else goes, "It's really bad," and then I watch it and I go, "I didn't like that," and then they'll go, "But it's a really good movie. How did you not like it?" That annoys me.
Yeah, you see, I kind of have to break things down before I go into any recommendations. Brief description of that. My favorite film choice is the worst sort of film you can find. I actively seek out shit horror films. And I think as a horror, it's kind of pass and parcel with the genre. You just sort of have to actively seek out those shit, proper low quality dog shit stories, dog shit acting, and
100%, and we're blessed and cursed in horror. There's not many genres that have got an abundance of shit with a couple of diamonds, but horror does. Most other genres, you've got an abundance of good films with a couple of shit ones, but we're the other way, and it's not very often a horror comes along and you're like, wow, that's outstanding.
Yeah, and when you do, you feel truly blessed that you have it.
Exactly that. Which ties in quite nicely to our next bit, which is where we're going to do the good, the bad, and the goddamn awful of Halloween.
Oh ho ho! I have got a lot to say.
Halloween is just around the corner. Are you looking at your costume and going, well, it's just a sheet with a pair of shades? If that's you, then you need to go to ilovefancydress.com and at checkout use discount code HOHSALE to get 10% off your order. That way you'll be the talk of the town, not just some random ghost. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it goddamn awful? Let's find out. Good, bad, or goddamn awful? Halloween.
Good.
Halloween 2.
Good.
Halloween 3.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Halloween 4.
Good.
Halloween 5.
Bad.
Halloween 6.
Awful.
H20.
Good.
Halloween Resurrection.
Awful.
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Good.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Bad.
Halloween 2018.
Good.
We differ on a few. So mine are Halloween is good, H2 is good, H3 is good. Obviously, you can't comment because you've not seen it. H4 and 5 are good. H6 is goddamn awful. H20 and H Resurrection are both bad for me. Rob Zombie's Halloween is good. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is goddamn awful. And Halloween 2018 is good. That was good, bad. So there's a couple we don't agree on.
No. And you see, for me, as an avid Halloween fan, it's hard to say any of bad, with the exception of probably Halloween Resurrection and Halloween 6.
Yeah, see, I've said H20's bad, and it's purely because I've watched it again. I've watched the whole series again recently for this podcast. And when you compare H20 to other movies around it, like H4 and H5, and even Rob Zombie's Halloween, it just doesn't marry up for me. It's not as good.
Oh no, 100%. And I literally watched that film last night in preparation for this podcast, and yeah, it really doesn't hold up well at all. But for me, it's more of a nostalgia element with that film than anything else. I mean, I didn't watch any other Halloweenization. Like, I didn't watch Halloween 1, 2, 3 growing up. Like, the first film I was introduced was H20, and it was around the 90s with the whole Scream thing. Loved it at the time. And I had no idea. That this was a whole thing with Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, and Donald Pleasance and everything else that came with it. For me, I spent the whole a teacher boyfriend was going to turn out to be the killer because it's a slasher film, and it's in the night where I was like, she's going to take his mask off and that's going to be it. So whole enjoyment of that film is purely based on nostalgia. And like I say, I watched it last night, and yeah, it's not the best. I'll be honest, it's not the best.
Do you know, I think I would have enjoyed H20 had I could have watched it through your eyes the first time you saw it. If I didn't know it was tied into the franchise, I think I would have loved it a lot more than I did.
I remember having it gifted to me. It was obviously a lot older than I was, and she's like, "Oh yeah, watch this, check this film out." And I watched it. I was like, "Yeah." And then she delved into this whole backstory about this, that, and the other, and I was like, my mind just exploded. What? And then from that point on, I just literally spent the rest of my digging through all these films, trying to find them all and watching them all in order.
The thing is with Halloween, there's 11 movies, and out of them, there's a good 7 or 8 of them that are really good. There's a couple of bad ones and a couple of really shit ones, which in most franchises that's really good. If you compare that to A Nightmare on Elm Street, or you compare it to Friday the 13th, there are probably more bad than there are good.
Yeah, 100%.
And there was one that we definitely both agreed with. In fact, there was 2. We agreed on H6 as being awful.
I've seen H6 theatrical cut a couple of times. Didn't like it. In preparation for this show, I watched the producer's cut of H6. Have you seen H6?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, mate. You need the podcast off now. Stop what we're doing. Go and watch it. It is the most I've ever seen. I immediately, after I'd finished watching it, I had to go and watch a comparison video on YouTube on the differences between the two films. And it is mind-blowing what's actually happened and what's gone on in that film. It is crazy. The producer's cut, like a film I'd never seen before. I was like, how have I spent nearly 20 years without knowing this did on this level? The differences and the ending and everything is insane. There's one it stood around like a sacrificial little chamber, which is in a cave. It's mad. He stood there like Indiana Jones next to this guy in a cave. Well, mate, I don't even want to spoil it for you because you need to watch and just go in there and be like, this isn't real.
I'm going to go and find that. The other one that we agreed on was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Yes.
I felt for Rob Zombie's Halloween I really enjoyed, and I was really excited for his sequel, and it's just like the wheels come off. I don't know if
annoying for me on that film is series. That whole scene in the hospital, the brutality of it was just immense. And if it had continued down that path, I think it could have been a great film. But Rob Zombie, where he feels very inclined to Rob Zombie every single film, the need to add his own family members to every single film and all his friends. And the whole reason that film failed is because he had to write his wife.
Sherry Zombie.
Yeah, that is the only reason that film failed.
Out of curiosity, who do you think Sherry Zombie is going to play in his version of the Munsters?
Oh God, I hope he takes a little bit of fan insight and just decides not to cast her. I think it would be incredible if he did, but we all know he's going to.
He's going to cast her as
announced?
someone. No, it's not been announced yet. He's going to cast her as someone. I don't know who, but
She's
I
going to
agree.
be the lead, isn't she?
I really hope he doesn't, but it's Rob Zombie. Let's be honest. Rob Zombie does what he wants, and people just accept.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think he's a great director. The last 40 minutes of Halloween 1 and the first half an hour of Halloween 2, I thought they were both phenomenal. On H1, it weren't bad. I wasn't disappointed by it, but I feel don't need a backstory to Michael Myers.
Yeah, and I kind of felt especially in H2, they almost made him like the spoilt little kid who didn't get his pony, so he's acting out. He kind of become this. He was almost just like a spoilt little brat who was just killing everyone because he didn't get his own way.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I liked what John Carpenter done with Michael Myers. They made him the most unrelatable character. They gave him a backstory that worked, but we didn't delve too much into it. We didn't know all of his reasons for what he'd done. And let's be honest, as slasher fans, do we even care?
No one gives a fuck. We don't need that kind of level of explanation. And the thing is with John Carpenter's original as well, there's no inclination or any sort of reasoning behind what he's doing. Literally, the only reason that he follows Laurie is due to the fact that she posts those keys through the door at the beginning into the old Myers house. That is it. And he's driven by obsession, not by attraction. And for me, it just got completely lost along the way with the franchise did that. And again, this is what brings me around to Halloween H18. Like, a lot of people kicked off and I think a lot of people misunderstood the direction that film was taking. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, well, if she's not his sister, then why is he stalking her? Why is he following her? Why is he hunting her down? Rah, rah, rah. Well, for me, I didn't see that being the case at all. I think Dr. Sartain orchestrated the whole situation. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, how come he followed her to her house? He didn't. Dr. Sartain put him in a car and drove him to the house. That's the only reason he's there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that just tied in nicely to that almost that obsession and almost that stalker element of he's been taken there. He's gone, oh, fuck, it's Laurie.
Yeah.
And I think that I thought they'd done that very well. And I really like H18.
I do. I mean, since watching all of these films in the build up to this show, I can't say I dislike it, but what I have found is that it is literally just a montage of everything that's come before it. There isn't very much that is original about that film.
No,
you can literally take every single kill and then pull it from every film.
Yeah, it's H18. Thing is, H18 I think is very much it's in homage to the films that came before, and it is very much a cut and paste the best bits and stick it in H18 because we know that's going to work.
Yeah.
Moving on to kills, Halloween kills. I've got some really out there theories on kills. So I think either one of two characters is not making it out. So I think either Laurie Strode or Michael Myers is not going to reach Halloween Ends.
That is a very bold statement to make.
I know, and I answered a question on a previous episode where I said that, and I got lots of messages basically saying you're fucking insane. But I would really like it to not be Michael I'd love it to be Michael who doesn't make it out of Halloween Kills.
Yeah, I don't think the studio's got the bollocks to do that.
No, I don't either. I do think they've got the bollocks to kill Laurie Strode though.
100%, and I'd be infuriated if they don't. if we get to Halloween Ends and she's still alive, I'm going to be well pissed off.
Yeah, I think it would be perfect for her to be killed, and then it lead on to her daughter and her granddaughter being the ones who finally kill Michael.
Yes, 100%. I think she should die at the end of Halloween Kills. They should try and take this in a different direction. Because I mean, let's be honest, this isn't going to end after Halloween Ends. I know everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're just doing a trilogy to round up." It's not. It's not. This is going to be much further. The success of what this franchise and this trilogy is now going for now. It's just going to keep going 5, 4, 5, 6 all over again, isn't it? Really? And
yeah, I agree. Where do you think? So, what do you think is going to happen after End? So, let's make the assumption that they quote unquote kill Michael. How are they going to manage to bring him back to do more movies? What's going to happen to?
Well, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. To the level of, I think they're going to take this in a very wild direction, and I think they're going to continue to draw in, as much as I hate to say it, and I think they might go down the Thorn route in Ends, and try and subtly try and tie that in. I hope to God they don't, but I think that's what they might just do. And I think it's going to be about the Strodes getting revenge. I think personally, one of the biggest shockers to come, I think Will Patton's going to be back as Officer Hawkins. I know he got run over. I know he got stabbed. Continuation of the same night, he's going to pick up exactly where Halloween 18 ends, and we're going to roll straight into Kills. So I was like, well, he's in a pretty bad way. He's not going to do much considering his injuries, and they're not going to pay Will's wages to come back for Kills. But it's just been announced now that in the spoilers of Total Film magazine that a time jump between Kills and Ends. So I think this gives him plenty enough time to recuperate from his injuries. I think we might get a subtle announcement in Kills.
Yeah, and then that tees it up nicely.
And I think with the time jump, he's going to be all healed. He's going to be all fixed. And I think he's going to be our main protagonist with whatever surviving Strode members are still kicking about to take on Michael in Ends. But I still don't think they'll kill him off at the end of that film.
See, I think they will. See, my Ends theory is going to be really unpopular, and I know I'm going to get backlash for what I'm about to say, so I'm going to say it anyway and accept that. I think they're going to go down the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 route. I think that Alison, so Laurie Strode's granddaughter, is going to be the one to kill Michael. I think she's going to enjoy it. And I think the final cut that you're going to see in Ends is her putting on Michael's mask.
Well, I mean, they've already sort of subtly hinted at that at the end of Halloween 2018, the way she's laid in the back of that flatbed truck, clinching that knife and stroking it the way she does. Wouldn't be too surprised to see her sort of take up that kind of mantle.
Yeah, and I think that's the way they're going. And the reason I think that is I think these 3 movies are all callbacks to what has come before. So I think Halloween 2018 covered Halloween 1 and 2. I think Kills is going to cover 3 up until about 6. And I think Halloween Ends is going to be a nod and a thank you to everything that come after, and is going to end with Rob Zombies. That's my personal opinion. I could be wildly wrong. And if I'm honest, I kind of hope I am a little bit, because
I really hope you are.
I think one thing we can both agree on is the franchise is immense.
100%.
It is the pinnacle of a horror franchise. There's not many franchises. Let's be honest, there's 3. You've got the Halloween franchise, you've got the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and you've got Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, unless something big happens, both of those franchises are dead in the water, which leaves us Halloween.
To yours, in the sense that I lived and breathed Halloween. I didn't care for anything else major that was around that time. So I would shun your Freddy's, I would shun your Jasons, I would want Batman, and that Michael Myers, and they were the only films I watched. So I haven't seen majority of the Fridays or the Nightmare on Elm Street. So for me, like, they literally, he was the big bad, and my 3 top franchises would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Child's Play, and Halloween. So regards that Freddy and Jason as being top tier, but I don't know, it just doesn't sort of draw any attraction to me.
I think one thing I would like to see, and I don't think I'm ever going to get to see it, which is a shame. I'd love to see Michael take on Jason.
See, me personally, I'm not a massive fan of the crossovers.
See, Freddy versus Jason was, let's be honest, it was dog shit, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it purely because of the novelty of what it was.
Yeah.
But I think that what comes in Kills and Ends, I think is going to be really, really good. I think they are going to deliberately try to shock us.
100% let films in. Everything has been a rehash or a retread of what we've already seen before. So if down that route again with newfound technology and better camera work, it's and I think if it's nothing special happens in Halloween Kills, I don't think they're going to get the turnout they want for Halloween Ends. I mean, people are going to go there and turn out for it, but it's not. We all know it's going to continue from this. And if they don't do anything special in Halloween Kills, then I think this could seriously damage the future of the Halloween films.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. And I think that's a good point to round off our summary of Halloween as a whole. And I think it's time. Are you ready to see if you can topple Bruce?
I don't know. There's a serious amount of pressure on me now, to be honest with you. But yeah, sure, let's do it.
So we had Movie Man Jason and Lisa, who set scores of 11. Bruce come in with 13. Then we had Wednesday Wine and Horror, who come very close. And we've had Hilton Ariel Ruiz, who also come really close. But Bruce is he's clung on for a long time, and he's had a lot of people go after him. Are you the one?
I don't know. I buckle immensely under pressure.
Okay, well let's find out as we do Horror, Not Horror. Right, so it's time for you to see if you can topple Bruce, take the top spot. Let's not fuck around and go straight for it. So quote number 1: I hate a guy with a car and no sense of humour.
Horror.
Is that a horror? It is a horror. Do you know what horror it is?
No, I want to say Carrie, but I think I'll be well off on something like that. I know what that's from.
It was Halloween.
It was. I knew you were going to trick me with a Halloween question at one point or another, and I was like, "Is he going to do it so early on?"
Yeah, I went straight in for it. So you've got 1 point. You got horror.
Right.
So number 2, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Not horror.
It's not horror. Do you know what film it's from?
Is it Apocalypse Now? Is it Apocalypse Now?
It is. It is. Well done. Number 3.
I wanted to say Apocalypse 1 then. I don't know why, but Apocalypse 1 came to my mind straight away.
It's Apocalypse Now. Number 3, I'm king of the world.
Not horror. It's Titanic, obviously.
It is. Well done. Number 4, I don't have friends. I got family.
Not horror.
It's not horror. Do you know what it's from?
And I'm only going to guess this based on the stupid meme barrage I've had on Instagram lately, and I'm going to say Fast and Furious.
It is from the Fast and Furious. You're doing really well. So you're on 7 points, and you're only 4 questions in.
Yeah, Tom.
Right, things are gonna get a bit harder from here, I think.
Right.
So number 5, you can ask me anything you want. That's why I'm here. So if you have anything on your mind, anything at all.
Horror.
It is a horror. Do you know what horror it's from?
No, I have no idea. I can't think for the life of me, which is why I guessed horror, not horror.
It is from Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh man, no one can remember a single line from that film. Fucking hell.
Right, number 6. You have no security systems, Karen.
Not horror.
It's from a horror. It was from H18. It was Laurie Strode berating her.
This is really hard, man. This is really hard.
Well, you're still doing all right. What have you got? You've got 2, 4, 6, 7. You've got 8. You got 8, and you got 4 questions to go. 4 questions to go. Number 7. Fuck off, Wade.
It's horror.
It is horror. What film's that from?
It's Halloween 4 or 5.
I'll give you that. It was from Halloween 4. You're doing really well. So, number 8. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Oh, fuck. Horror.
It's not. It's from Meet the Parents.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny film as well.
Right, number 9. Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law.
Oh, horror.
It's not. It was from Superbad.
Fuck.
So what are you on now? So you're on 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're on 10. Yeah, you have. Do you want? So you can potentially score 12. Do you want to give the last question a go?
I need to redeem myself a little bit. Congratulations to Bruce, though. That is amazing.
Yeah, so Bruce is our champion. Bruce, I'll be in touch shortly to tell you managed to hang on. Bruce was really nervous, so I spoke to Bruce yesterday, and he was convinced you were gonna take it away.
I told you I buckle under pressure. I'll listen to this back, and I'll be like, "You fucking idiot! You know what the answer to that question was."
Right, so we're gonna do number 10. Final question. You got red on you.
Horror, Shaun of the Dead. See, you should have asked me more of those questions, man. I'd have been all over it.
Hey, you finished at 12. You finished second.
I'll take second. Bruce did very well, and he deserves his crown.
But Bruce did very, very well. That was this week's Horror Not Horror. So I'm gutted for you. You didn't take the top spot.
No.
Congratulations to Bruce. Bruce.
Congratulations to Bruce.
Yeah. Bruce, I think, will be back on. And if you're willing, I definitely want you to come back on the show as well.
100%. I'd love to. It's been an absolute pleasure.
What I want to do now is I want to get your final thoughts on Halloween, the movie we came to review. So if you could give it a final summary, what would you say about that movie?
I would say that it is cinema that must be seen by everybody, not just horror fans.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much spot on. For me, I would say it is the blueprint that every slasher, even things like Fear Street that have only just come out, every slasher since Halloween has followed the blueprint created by John Carpenter. It is the absolute model that an entire genre of film is built on, and you must see it. If you've not seen it, you need a slap, first of all, if you've not seen it. but if you've not seen it, go and make a point of watching it. Delve into it, because I'm pretty sure if you watch Halloween 1, you're going to watch Halloween 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and then you're probably going to lose the will to live until you get further through, but you'll get a good chunk of the way in before you start grizzling.
Yeah, you see, for me, I'm a complete through every single one of them, and I love majority of them.
I do. I think when I really was struggling is when I sat down to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 the other night, and I was sat there going, "Oh fuck! Why did you do that? Why are you doing that? Fuck's sake! Why? Why?"
Yeah, I was doing that with H6. Much less painful just to Google the outcome of this film than it would be to sit and watch it again.
Yeah, there was a few in there going back through, and I've enjoyed watching all of them back. There was a couple that I lost the will to live with, but when I got back to H18, it kind of pulled everything back together for me, and I'm really excited for Halloween Kills. I really, really, really am.
That stage where you are, because I only watched, because obviously I've watched the zombie ones quite recently in many years, and same with H18, since that's come out, I've seen that quite a few times. The original sort of lineup, if you will, on the build-up done as we finish recording here tonight, I probably will go and watch H18. I probably will watch the zombie ones. They're pretty tough to watch, but I will definitely be checking H18 out in the next couple of days. Get to the same level you are at the minute and see if it gets me as pumped as I want to be.
I definitely am. And after your interview, I'm going to be playing the trailer for Halloween Kills for anyone who's managed to to miss it. If you've lived under a rock for the last couple of months, you're going to get a treat.
Yeah, you see, I have a bit of an issue with this new trailer that's just come out because it gives a lot away, don't you think? I'm hoping it doesn't, it looks like it might.
What I'm hoping is there's so much crammed in and they've just shown us a little bit, but I am slightly concerned they may have shown us all of it.
Yeah, you see, it can go one or two ways here. They've either shown us just going to be so intense, it's going to be unwatchable, or they've shown us everything, in which point there is no point in going to see the film anyway.
No, but again, even if they'd shown us all of it, I'm still going to see it.
100%. And I will probably pull times just so I can support this film and this franchise. Because for me, everyone takes issue. I don't care. Give me more. Give me more. If it's shit, I won't watch it.
I want to thank you again for coming on the show and apologise that you've had such a long wait to get on.
No, it's been a pleasure, honestly. I've enjoyed every minute.
No, that's brilliant. I want to thank everyone for listening. We're obviously now at the end of this season of the You Run podcast. I said earlier that the rest of this season was the past, and this episode in particular was the present. And unfortunately now this episode is also going to become part of the past, and we're going to look to the future. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you very much, Mark, for being my guest.
You're very welcome.
And I'll see you all in season 3. So see you soon. Bye-bye.
My grandmother was right. The boogeyman was real.
It's over.
We can't hurt anyone ever again.
No one told you.
Told me what?
Somebody in there?
Michael Myers is alive.
Stop! You had a knife in your stomach.
You and Allison should not have to keep running. Evil dies tonight.
I'm not just gonna sit and watch another innocent person die.
If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's childhood home.
What do? We fight.
Let's hunt him down.
Michael Myers is flesh and blood. But a man couldn't have survived that fire. The more he kills, the more he transcends.
Run! Go now!
He's the essence of evil.
Do it! Do it! You want your mask? Come and get it!
I'm coming for you, Michael.
You want to die tonight?